That's right, I'm back. After a wild weekend and, Gen Con ending, I decided I better come back to work. I didn't go to Gen Con, I just took that time off, which was great. I really needed that. It was a great break for me. I got to spend some time relaxing, doing some cool stuff, and thoroughly enjoying myself. Hey, Justin. And one of the coolest things I got to do was just do about 4 or 5 projects that I had in the back burner, and they've been somewhere, and I was like, why haven't I put these things out? I was like, oh, geez, I should really do these. So I did them all. They're going to be coming out soon. 3, 4? Oh my God, it's more than 4. It might have been 6 things. 2 were art portfolios that I wanted to get out, and they're done. They're set up. They both got released, which was great. I have another one coming in from a new artist who was doing some work with us. Probably you'll see either later on today or if not by the weekend. I finished the layout on, I'm going to say 3, if not 4 parts of the upcoming Obsidian Apocalypse for 5e. Those will be going out. That'll be totally lots of fun. Just trying to get that stuff out there so we can collect the book and do a big hoopla book and maybe add some more stuff to it. You never know with me. And finally, what the topic is today. So, before I even get into that, hey Eric, if you've checked out our video that we did about the assault at Gen Con, you can check that out. I put it on YouTube and I put it in my Facebook thread, of course. As I said in it, look, I don't think it's cool anybody got hit. You don't go up and sucker punch somebody and say you're fighting for stuff. Hey Lucas. But at the same time, you kind of, and this is a personal feeling of mine. This is mine. If you call down the thunder, don't be surprised you get hit by lightning. So, this guy that said a lot of stuff for a long time, and, hey, man, you shouldn't have been smacked, but I'm not surprised you got smacked. Just saying. That's how I feel. Now, is it wrong that he got smacked? Of course it's wrong he got smacked. You shouldn't be rushing up on somebody and sucker punch. I'm all against the sucker punch. That's a straight crappy move. Now, that being said, if somebody comes up to you and says, yo, look, I got a problem with you and we need to settle it, put up your hands. I'm like, are you kidding? No, put your hands up, we're gonna fight. Then that's something different. But, this whole situation, if it ends out, dude assaulted him. You're gonna go to jail for that. I wouldn't, I'm not going to risk my freedom with some jerk off who says a bunch of stuff I don't like. I just get online, talk about his mom, and do really cute videos and keep sending them to him and stuff like that. I would never do anything to physically harm the guy, and basically give him the sympathy. Because really, you did give him the sympathy. But that's the boring stuff. That's the weekend stuff. Let me tell you what I was thinking about over this weekend. So I'm sitting at home, and I'm looking at the Dungeon Masters Guild online, and I'm looking and I'm like, oh look, there's lots of people doing Adventures Club stuff, because it kind of fascinates me. The organized play fascinates me as a business person, not much as a gamer, but as a business person, because really what they're kind of doing is the precursor of what people in video games do now all the time. Massive multiplayer, and it works very well. In video games, it makes a lot of sense. They took that one. Somebody figured out and said, hey, we can do this for video games. And then basically all video games have fallen this whole thing, which I agree works. Look, I play UFC. You could have people face against people. I like that idea. I think it's kind of cool. So an organized play, open world concept, good idea. But the problem that always upsets me to my core as a business person and as a gaming professional, only the big companies can do this. Only the big companies can do this. They're the only ones set up for that. They're the only ones who actually care about that. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me. Because, I'm a crafty guy. I always think of ways to try to make money off of crazy things. So why can't money be made on this? And some people have always said, oh, it's so expensive to do and da-da-da. But I really took a look at it mentally, looking at people said, and I noticed 2 components, well, a couple components, but the 2 components that kind of stick out to me that really were like, Number 1, the recording of what gets done. I think, personally, hey Michael, if there's a way to do this, you need to basically find someone who could build you a database. where people can log on, put their characters, put the information, and then keep track of that stuff for play. Now, that doesn't seem very complicated to me. Now, I'm also not a software engineer. I don't do computer engineering. I'm a graphic designer. I can't tell you what the actual needs behind this is, but I'm not going to lie to you. It can't be much. It feasibly cannot be much. It just can't. I mean, hey, Sean. It can't be much. It can't be. You know, it falls against my mindset of what it costs. Like, big truck, and I'm walking, trying to keep everything going. Boom. So, the thing is, I know it doesn't cost much. You know it doesn't cost much. So if it doesn't cost much, why can't we do it? I don't know. I've talked to people I know, and they're like, yeah, but, a lot of yeah, but. So what I'm saying right now is there has to be somebody, maybe high school, maybe college guys, who'd want to build this. Even as an experiment, something they want to do. I think building this, and I mean the engine part, this is the background, how to get people to sign up, how to record this stuff. That's like the, spider web, missed me. That is the thing. The interface UI are more work. Yeah, I think everybody agrees. This is not a difficult thing to do. I think the big part is like keeping the maintenance of it up and getting people to actually use it. But honestly, to build it, it shouldn't be that complicated. It shouldn't. Now, here's the other part. And this is the part that people always go, you gotta have adventures. Well, to me, that's the easy part. Look, if we build a system, and I'm gonna keep using like words like we just go along with it. If we build a system where you basically get in touch with maybe the top 10% of freelancers, you know, and these are guys who have done work for all the third-party guys. They're well-known, well-respected, maybe do this full-time, whatever. And you approach them and you say, look, we're going to build this organized play consortium. We want you guys to write adventures. We all know there's a standard formula that adventures are done for stuff for organized play. We don't want you to, hey Leonard, we don't want you to, veer from this actual set template. We just want you to write adventures. Now, will they be the super duper awesome adventures? No, they're adventures. They're adventures that people play, they have a good time, boom. And that's what you do. And the way I broke down the adventures are, this is how crazy I am. So it's going to be A, B, and C level adventures. C level adventures are free. These are, hello Miss Bauer. These are 100% free adventures. I mean, free. You get these, they're short, they're playable. The C level adventures are what they are. Hey, anybody's interested in playing in this organized play? Here you go, this is where you start. These adventures, like I said, are free, so they're, they've got a flat cost to them. Let's just say, do I want to talk about this yet? No, I won't talk about this part yet. All right, so we do C adventures, and let's figure our C adventures are roughly 15% of all the adventures we write. 15%, not a lot, but so like out of 100, 15 will be C level. They are what they are. You know it, you get it. The real phrase is that you know it, you get it, you got it good. The rhymes out right, you wish you would. So there you go. Next up would be B level. Now B level is the meat and potatoes. B level are like 70% of what we're going to sell, and these are for sale. These will not be the free ones. These are for sale, cost money. Price point $3 to $4. That's what I'm figuring the price point will be. So it's realistically not too expensive, but also not free. Because when things are free, people just take and don't think about it. I'll just take blah, blah, blah. No, we want something with a little bit of balance, where there's a little bit of income coming in. Because that income that's coming in, we're going to use to pay our writers and stuff like that. But before I get to that, calm down. So that's the B level. Standard, what you expect to see, nothing different. Now, the A level are paid. These are adventures that cost money. They're more than normal. They're really the battle interactives, things that are specifically for cons. And like the B level and the C level are for retail stores, cons, and home play. But the A level stuff is 100% con kind of stuff. We can do them at stores, but it'd be very rare stores. It'd be like that, it'd be the top of the top stores. But you couldn't play this adventure everywhere because you need certain things. For example, this would be you're playing at a war, and each table plays a very specific section in the war. So say there's 12 tables. An event happens in it. I'll say 12. Do 11. This will be easy for math. We find out who the majority is. So we do this thing. We play it out, and we have like this question: did this happen? Yes or no? If the majority of people, and when the event happened, did no, then it goes this way. If the majority of people did something else, went this way, it goes here. The Battle Interactive, and that's what I call it, Battle Interactive, because that's what I would know it as. It's like a 6-hour event. There's going to be a huge, huge moment. The repercussions of the Battle Interactive will actually help organize the play of the actual future adventures. So, and that's something I've always believed in. If you're going to do something organized play, it's got to have a storyline to it. Things happen, things evolve, things change. There you go. But realistically, this is something you can do. And everybody knows from having seen what WotC did in the past, and even what RPG, and I'm talking about RPG now, what Paizo does. These adventures are what they are. They're adventures. They're kind of railroady. They kind of go this, but they're for play. They're for people to play and play and play and play. I think you can still keep it at that same level. And I've been talking about this thing for years. And people always laugh like, oh, you'll never get it organized. Look, I'm going to get this thing organized, but I've got to kill some people. If I got to dump some people down in the Everglades, I got to do what I got to do. Alligators got to eat too. So, hey. I think it's possible to do this. I think it's possible to do this well. I think it's possible to execute this in a much shorter time than people think. I've said, even when I was doing for New Exodus, our legacies, the event should run the year, or the year these are done should run from Gen Con of 1 year, going around to Origins of the following year. And that gives you like a 6 weeks period, 4 to 6 week period, where you can drop interest for the next year stuff. If done well, hell, if done averagely, it's very profitable. But if done well, this could be something that helps out smaller companies generate income. Because here, the biggest problem that anybody will tell you if you're seriously doing this, someone just said may even have, I'm paying attention right now. The serious problem you always have is money. Because you're a small company, you don't have a lot of money, you can't do a lot of stuff. Teaming up with another company would make it even cooler. So this is what I would suggest. And this is going to sound crazy, but I don't care. I'm very used to talking Pathfinder because it's easier for me to think that way. 5th edition, good lord, what edition it was. 5th edition D&D will probably fall in the same round, but you'll see what I mean. So, we build adventures. You do adventures. You do adventures specifically for your home world, campaign world, whatever. But at the same time, you build them in such a way that they don't push themselves out of what people could play and easily insert themselves into. Like, for example, New Exodus, we have a very unique setting. It's very different than a typical setting. We also have different races. Now, all that stuff plays to the flavor of the actual environment. We can do adventures, and we have done adventures where you start in one locale, you reach New Exodus, you play there, and you travel back to your home world. And that's very easy. I think that's the smartest thing you can do. You do introductory ones where people go, oh, okay, I'm familiar with this world, blah, blah, blah. You keep doing that kind of stuff, you keep building that kind of focus on that, people start playing. That goes back to those C adventures. The C adventures are intro adventures. The B ones would be more focused. So, I'll use my company. So, we do an adventure. We do like a C adventure to get people interested, and then we do our B adventure to have people play in New Exodus. Because I'm a smart guy, I'm not going to make every one of my adventures New Exodus only. I'm going to find ways to cross over to other third-party guys I do stuff with. And let's just say, hey, the guy's a Storm Bunny. Maybe we'll do like an encounter with one of their guys or something like that. Something like that, so you can draw other people who are familiar with the game itself, Pathfinder, to different campaign worlds. If it's Rune, if it's New Exodus, whatever. And they can incorporate that in their game if they choose to. Now, when we sell these, and of course, now let me step back too. So, for the consortium to really work, it's got to make money. If it's got to make money, well, you got to charge stuff. So basically, what you do, you become the consortium develops its own RPG now. Now, people are like, well, why would I buy from them and not through RPG now? Because this is about a percentage. If the consortium got big enough, of course, we would want to sell on RPG Now. Purely numbers situation. They got the most people, they got the most stuff. Even better, if we could find a way to work as an affiliate of them. They think, okay, here's the stuff you guys would do, here's your stuff. Boom. That would save a lot on the selling part. That would be huge. But the actual character part and that kind of stuff needs its own separate thing. So, but once you develop that, you have a pretty awesome setup. You get your freelancers. They, hey, I'm a new publisher. I want to do something for the Consortium because I want to get involved with this. Well, here's a bunch of writers that are already approved because they've done work for us, and we trust them. You can contact to do work, and we'll set a rate. We'll set a reasonable rate between us and the thing, so they know what they're getting paid. You know what's going to cost you if you're going to use these guys. So no one's surprised. We'll do our best to help market you and your new product to get you more sales. Because once again, if your thing gets popular in this, everybody can help. Everybody will get involved. And that's kind of what we want. We don't want it to be like one company is popular and the rest are just dragging. No, we want everyone to be popular and everyone to help each other out. That on top of that, you'll get writers who are familiar with other people's campaign settings. Like some people are like, oh, I really like Rune. I know the generic stuff, but I really like Runes. I'd like to do some stuff with that. Oh, great. And you're going to have people who do that. So on top of just getting writers for adventures, you're going to get writers for more content that you produce. And you know what the rate is there, but then you can pay them more for depending on how you're doing and whatever. And this is how you can, number one, build a fan base and build a freelance base at the same time. And I'm not going to lie. From the publishing side, I would like to figure out, say, okay, we could do this for 25% of the cost. We'll just keep it that way. Sells for $4, we get $1. That would be great. Or if you could work it some way with RPG Now, whatever we're going to do. That's the kind of setup, because we want to make it something easy that you guys get paid when you sell something, but we also get our money at the same time. So there's none of this got to wait around for it, because I think that's the worst part. I think it's smart, and we give RPG Now credit where credit's due. You sell, the money comes to you. They get their cut, you get your money, and then you move on. That's how it should be with this. I would hate to redevelop the whole wheel, from the ground up, but I think there's money to be made in this. And they've already proven something like this is possible. I mean, you look at what's going on with the DM's Guild. I think that's a brilliant idea. I think they can also take that idea and do organized play adventures. So that they said, okay, we're going to do all of our organized, the Consortium stuff, all here. So, and you can do it for whatever system. It's like, hey, you play 5e, the stuff's over here. You play Pathfinder, stuff's over here. If you play Fate, stuff's over here. You develop a system that people can easily get access to new stuff to play. And make it even better that maybe stores get a discount or something. But, if done right, this should be a money-making source. If done incredibly well, this will be a money-making source that people and companies can grow from. Because, look, the estimate that I believe is probably realistic is that 1 million people play D&D every weekend. Now, these are just my numbers. I don't know if they're totally true, but they feel true. That's right, I'm playing my feelings, I'm not playing with facts, but whatever. If you could get, 1%, but I know this, and this is kind of a setup, because I always say, don't trust this is kind of a setup. If you can get 1% of the people playing yours, yeah, that doesn't really happen. But here, let's think of it this way. If you can get 100 fans, 100 new fans playing your stuff on a regular basis, buying your stuff on a regular basis, how would that affect your bottom line? Hell, you get to 1,000 people doing it. That's a massive effect. You release a product every month. Suppose it's $5. You get 1,000 people who are hardcore fans of your thing. That's 5,000 right there. We take off RPG Now's cut of 35%. You make 3,500 on top of whatever you make from what your stuff you've been selling. 3,500. I don't know if that's bad money. I don't think that's bad money to me. I wouldn't turn down 3,500. And think about that. $3,500 a month would pick. Hell, I'll be cool about it. Suppose it's not 3,500. Maybe that's too much money. Suppose it's just what's really $1,000 extra a month. $1,000. What could you do with your company with an extra $1,000? Well, boys and girls, let me tell you what I could do with my company with an extra $1,000. extra $1,000, I'll break that down to $250 a week. At $250 a week, let's say it's going to be $100 for writing. So that's probably what, 5,000 words? Is that 5,000 words? Yeah, that's 5,000 words. So 5,000 words, and then we do another, 5,000 words plus art. Say $100 for art. You get stock art cheap, but we'll say just for art in general, $100. If you're gonna be, no, you know what? I'm gonna flip it. 5,000 for the writing, editing also included in that. We're gonna knock it to $175. We're then gonna pay another $50 for art, because you can get three or four stock art things and be good, and you keep $25 for yourself. And we do that every week. You can release a product every week. Every week. And that product's gonna run you, let's say, 5,000 words, 10 pages, 11 pages long. You can put, how much money can you put into that? Let's say 11 pages, 250, you can go 250. You can even go to 275 if you want to go there. 275. Let's say 250 for math. And it didn't cost you anything. It cost you nothing. Remember? Because that's the money you made on top of the additional money you're making by doing your play. So, or hell, if you don't want to do something every week, once a month, we got $1,000, let's say $500. You spend $500 of it to put out one product extra a month. At the end of it, that's another 12 products you put out. And that's not including the money you're making before. This is that extra $1,000 you made. And you still got the $500 in your pocket. So at the end of the year, if you don't touch that money, you leave it there, like any smart person putting in its own savings account, you have $6,000 extra. So, what can you do with $6,000? I think you can do a big project you normally wouldn't do. I think you can pay off a personal bill that you have that's been driving you crazy. If you can do that for 4 years, $24,000. Is it possible? Yeah, I think it's very possible. I just think people have to get to this point of how we're going to do it. How does this thing get executed? I don't know. Maybe I'll have to make some phone calls. Talk to the guys at RPG Now. Because if the delivery system's there, which I think that is, and you can find a way to record the character's information, which I think there is, all you really need to do is put out products. And you tell freelancers this is what we're paying. Because everybody knows what the people are paying. And you start getting better and better adventures, start getting better work. The cream of the crop always rises to the top. And that just happens. And that just happens. And then all of a sudden, within 2-3 years, this goes from being a side thing to the number 2. Number 3 largest organized play organization in the industry. Hell, man. Think about it. You get 10%, 15% of that market. 150,000 people. That's not a bad deal. But this goes back to the same thing. Can it be done? I don't know. I've been trying it. I don't know if I'm smart enough. I've been trying. Who knows? Excuse me. Hot today, very hot. So here, that's where we are. What's going to happen? Who's going to do this? If anybody wants to try this with me, hey, let me know. I'd be interested in finding out if it's possible. I think it's nice and cool in here. I think it's very possible. Very possible. Who's going to be the person that does it? Who's going to be the one? I guess we'll have to find out. All right, that's it. I'll see you guys on Friday. I'm hot right now. I'm going to sit down, read some more of my notes. See, here's some of the notes I'm working on about it. So, got some crazy ideas. Hey, you never know. Talk to y'all later.